Yeah, so we're going to... Hi! Welcome to the Ring and All Other Sports. My name is Leo Connors, and I'm your host. I just want to mention real quick before I introduce my guests. So on Friday, March 15th, the New England wrestling scene lost a very much loved man. Elwood Apt, known to most as Big Woody, passed away peacefully. Woody was a guest here on the Ring and All Other Sports 4 times. The first time he was solo. The second time he came in with Bare Knuckle Burley. And the third time he brought Demon Luis Ortiz. And I thanked him so many times. It was absolutely crazy how many times I thanked him. And he just said that he was happy to do it. Woody's last time on the show was with his fellow Knuckle Busters partners, Burley and Bugsy Stone. It saddens me to know that we won't be able to do that boxing special that he wanted to do. Everyone here at Access Nashua and the Ring and All Other Sports want to give our sincere condolences to his mom, Dodie, his sisters, Jeannie Graham, Carol McKay, his brother, Fred Apt, his best friend, Gina McGinnis, her daughter, Andrea, her son, Sean McGinnis, who was like a son to Woody, Baby the Boy, he was called, his wrestling family at APW, and his 3-year-old niece, Penelope. I'd like to just mention a few other guys that I know Woody loves so much. Ed Hunt, Bugsy, Stone, Burley, Todd Sopel, Demon Ortiz, Mike King, Joe Moakley, Michael Morse, Brian Malonis, and Evan Hatch. Woody, thank you for wanting to come on the show, and rest in peace, my friend. Thank you. Guys, I got Dan and Bobby Beaulieu back on the show. They were here about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Still not ready to.
I know, yeah,
still at the left, almost there.
Dan had some shoulder surgery, and it's healing up a little bit, though, right? You doing better?
First day, not have to wear the sling anymore, so
nice.
I felt it's a good feeling.
Yeah. Guys, I think we should do the fan questions first, and then go. You know what I mean? Hopefully, we'll have, if we have to, I'll let you guys know if we need to cut the fan questions shorter, answers, First one's from Mean Mike Miller.
All right.
Mike wants to know, for Leo, Dan, and Bobby, what was your favorite match of the night? Mine was Killanova versus the Mill City Hooligans. Mine too.
Yeah, I mean, I got the culture shirt.
Yeah.
I love those guys.
Me too.
Big fan. I mean, obviously the MSP Bear Country match was awesome. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Some of the rules there.
It's crazy.
But overall, I never leave there disappointed.
Yeah, me either.
And
except for the night that we thought Christian was going to win the title.
Yeah.
I kind of was heated that night, but only because he didn't win. It wasn't the show itself.
I mean, that was the 6th time I've gone to Cold Fury, and it's got that big event feel, and it's just like I said on something that Brian Fury wrote. I wrote, it is the WrestleMania of New England independent wrestling. It really feels like that.
I agree. What do you think, Bob?
I mean, Killanova and Mill City Hooligans stole the show. Hot from the start to end, and nothing. It was all great, but nothing could ever get back to that spot. That whole crowd was so hot. Even the people still in line coming in were still hot for the match the whole time. It was
incredible.
What a way to start the show.
Yeah, it really was incredible. And you're right, though. It was very hard to top that. But they want to start the show off hot.
Yeah,
you know. This is from me, guys. For both you guys, Friday Night Chaotic had over 500 fans at Cold Fury, and 30 minutes away in Melrose, Evolve had a sellout also. Then on Saturday, Liberty State's and Proving Ground ran the same city, Peabody, just a few minutes away from each other, with both of them having great crowds. What do you guys think about being a fan of indie wrestling right now in New England?
It's awesome. I mean, it's a good time. I really feel like, for every time someone kind of rips on social media and says, well, it's really made to divide, because we get so hung up on our politics on there. But I have this feeling with like the way you can promote now using that social media. It's making things just like I knew about the Evolve thing just scrolling through my Facebook feed. I knew about. I think that it's making it thrive. I mean, today I woke up, Todd Sopel cut a promo for the show at Pinkerton.
It was good too. It really was. It was a really good promo, man.
So I think it's awesome. I can't get enough of it. There's really nothing to complain about going on in New England right now.
I will say one thing. I didn't agree with him saying he was as good as some of the guys.
No.
He's good. He's good. He's a good worker. Don't get me wrong. But some of the guys that he mentioned, unbelievable, dude. He ain't as good as Matt Taven. Not many people are. Seriously.
It reminded me of Vince McMahon when he won the WWF title. It really did. I got that vibe.
But I mean, like I said, man, nothing to take away from Todd. He runs a good company. He's a good worker. Great talker. He proved that, But Matt Taven is, one of the best in the world right now. He really is.
He's Matt Taven.
Exactly.
I mean, for me, I wish I found it earlier. We didn't find the Independence till 2013.
Yeah.
I didn't know idea that this was going on, and Kellogg's been around since 2000 and all these other promotions. So for me, I'm just spreading the news to everyone else. So
yeah,
it's great. It's a great time.
It's all you can do, right? If you love something, you always tell 100 people.
Yep.
And that goes back to my point. I think, social media, the explosion of that, I found all this stuff on Twitter. And then it just, all of a sudden, now I know I can find, if you want to find a show, you're going to find it.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Tim Sinat wants to know, what do you guys think? Who do you think will be the one to end JT Dunn's reign as champion? And who do you think should be the one to end it? You guys go first.
Mike Verna. I think that's where it's going to go to. And JT Dunn's going to have to turn heel at some point.
Right.
And it kind of looks like that might be where they're going. I don't know. I'm not a booker. I don't really know where Chaos can go with it. But it just seems like he's so focused on being the best chaotic champion of all time. And the way, even that package did with, I forget her name.
Sami Lane?
Yeah, before, after intermission, they did a little package with her. I went, oh, he's making her stay back here because he's more focused on winning. And eventually something's going to happen there that'll move him there. And Mike Verna, he's way over with that crowd at this point.
He is over, big time. And he's good, too. He is.
I like Mike Verna. I agree that JT Dunn is just so entertaining. But I'm going to go with top talent, Christian Casanova, and he got 3 segments on that show. Yeah. That tells you how much, whether, people are booing, he's doing his job.
Yes, he is.
And you want to see him.
Yep.
And he's the guy.
Yeah.
He's the guy to do it, and I think I can't wait till it happens.
Right. I would love to see it be Christian too. Yeah. Definitely. And I also wouldn't mind seeing it on AG, but the thing is, AG's not going to be around here much longer. He's not around here that much as of now anyways. Yeah. So all over the place, I like Verna too. I definitely like Mike Verna. But that's I'd like to see it to be Christian. Like I said, when we first started this show, I was kind of mad when he didn't win it last time. I mean, I was heated. I was like, how could you not give it to him,
It's been awesome watching him and Anthony Green evolve throughout.
Yeah.
It's been just a pleasure to watch those guys become what they are now.
Absolutely.
Honestly.
Oh, yeah, for the culture, man.
For the culture. I love that saying.
Down the line, man, give it a couple years. I could probably see Big Royce Bishop holding that title in a few years, too, man.
He is entertaining.
Absolutely.
He's so entertaining.
It's funny, he was hearing all that last week, and he's a big guy. Yeah. But you really don't see how big he is till he's in the ring with Trips and Christian and how much bigger he is than those guys. You know what I mean?
He posted on Facebook after Cold Fury about how he trimmed down everything. I said, you look like $1 million out there. He really did. I mean, that match just had the big fight feel.
Yeah.
It did.
It really did.
Yeah. And hats off to the Mill City Hooligans. They won the match, and it was a great match. Andrew Ralph, he said, for all 3 of us, who had the best interest of the night? We saw very different ones. I'll go first. Scotty Slade was really funny, man. Yeah. I don't know if it was the best, but for me, it kind of was the best. I thought it was great.
Yeah, that was really good. I hate to keep Killanova was.
Good.
At first you're like, what is this?
Yeah.
That was just genius.
The 2 guys with the black ski mask, and then the kids that came out holding the banner.
Yeah.
And that little one that looked, if I'm not mistaken, that might have been Royce's kids.
I think they were, yeah.
And the one of them that looked just like Christian, with the bun on, it was really cool.
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to the Bear Country for their bear trap match.
That was cool too.
And MSP usually has a good...
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But DL Harris, I thought, had one of the best images. Maybe because we were sitting, I think he had family or something like that, because there was a bunch of people with their phones up, and they were FaceTiming someone to watch the entrance. And
nice.
The whole build-up as he came up, for that match with Domino. So
nice.
It was pretty good, especially after being so tired at that point.
Right.
Yeah, I thought Fury's is always good. I love that Narcissistic Cannibal song.
Me too.
That's
and you can't go wrong. I always like AG's entrance. Sorry, AG, but it's really not for you. And I will say this now so people won't get confused. I left Right. With 3 matches to go, Isaiah, I'm not going to bring him anymore. I love you, Isaiah, but you're going to have to stay home. I'll pick you up after the show because he always wants to leave, you know.
Yeah.
And I'd rather leave than have him sit there being all, you know, pouting and stuff, you know. Andrew's got a couple more questions. What is the best tag team in chaotic wrestling? There's a few.
So that's a little question. I didn't know if you meant now or ever.
I'm thinking now, I think that's what he's saying. Because he didn't say of all time.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what is the best tag team in chaotic? So it's got to be now.
I can't look past the Logan brothers. They're still the best. They still
good.
hold the bar.
Yep.
Until any tag team takes that bar from them, I just can't look away from that.
Right.
It's hard to disagree with the Logan brothers are the Logan brothers.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, Bear Country's really great. I mean, I was really disappointed when MSP didn't pull that out after all the. There was a big build towards that match, and they owed Bear Country a little bit of payback. And as a fan, as I watched that, I went, "You didn't get the payoff that you wanted."
Right.
I'm a big fan of, you know, I mean, I think it's a great tag. The tag division's great, but I mean, all 3 of those teams are up there.
Yeah, well, like I said, MSP, Logan Brothers, Killanova.
Yeah, obviously.
Any 2 of the 3 that, you know, right now it's usually Trips and Royce.
Yeah.
But I'm going with Bear Country only because when I first saw them the first time, I wasn't that impressed. I don't know why, I just wasn't. But when I watched them Friday night, man, they blew me away. They were incredible Friday night. They were really good.
They're talented big men. I think the first time we saw Beefcake, I think he had a match with Malonis.
Yeah.
And no one knew who he was.
Right.
But, man, as that guy, both of them really caught on.
I'll say right here because the Triplicious and Christian said the chaotic crowd is a lot different than other crowds.
Yeah.
If they don't know you,
because
it's the same people that go all the time.
Yep.
You don't really get a response until they get to know you. You can do a few big things. You might get one big pop, but nobody really cares until you're there a few times.
Right.
And they get invested in you, you know?
I think that's fair assessment. He's
Absolutely.
He's right.
And like I said, those guys said it, so obviously they know what they're talking about for sure. His third question is, who has the most potential in chaotic to make it to the next level, whether it is WWE, ROH, AEW, et cetera, et cetera?
The funny thing about this question, and I thought it was hilarious when I read it the first time, he didn't mention Impact. He put them as extension. That's the first thing.
I guess Andrew don't like Impact.
Free Eddie Edwards.
Right?
Exactly. I'd like to see him somewhere.
But I think Mike Verna will be the next one that's going to make it from there. You know, he's all over the place, but from chaotic, I think he's the next one who's really ready to get there.
I think there's a lot of guys. I mean, I think Verner's a good pick. I mean, obviously WWE already used him in NXT once.
Right. And he's got the look, man. He does. He's got a great look, great build.
Yeah, I think he
handsome guy.
He reminds me of Bobby Roode. He really does.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Bobby Roode. I think JT Dunn should be. I think I'm surprised Ring of Honor and AEW, because I think he has an in with AEW. I could be wrong.
So. I would think he would.
So I could see him going there. I think it's only a matter of time before Anthony Green goes somewhere. I think Christian Casanova. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I want to see Triplicious somewhere.
Right.
I mean, honestly, that guy is so entertaining.
He's going to be coming up soon too in the questions. I'd like
Josh Briggs too, obviously.
Yes, I think AG's the next only because his foot's already in the door at Ring of Honor for Future of Honor.
Yeah.
Good point.
And Todd Sinclair, who's used to be Chaotic's senior referee, is in Ring of Honor, and I'm sure he gets the eyes on these guys from New England with the upper guys in Ring of Honor. You know what I mean?
And he's everywhere. Like, that guy, I mean, if you look at his face, like, all he's doing is wrestling. I mean,
he's not going to be around here that much longer. I'm telling you, man, he's not. He's going to be gone. Luckily, right now, though, some, like, Ring of Honor and stuff, like, allows Malonis to wrestle and things like that. So if AG does go there, we'll probably get to see him once in a while.
Yeah.
You know? But all the other guys that you guys mentioned, Verna, Josh Briggs, Trips, Casanova, I could see them all.
And
going somewhere. Bear Country, I could see them too.
I have to say, just to...
Yeah, and Logan's, Chase.
You never know what WWE is going to do.
Right.
Robbie E., I've been a fan of his for a long time. Never thought they would sign him.
Right.
Yeah.
Scrolling through Facebook.
Nice.
Robbie E. signed.
He used to wrestle for Chaotic.
Oh, yeah.
And the Valedictorians, man. That was a great tag team.
So, I mean, and he's got I think he's about I think he's like 30. He might be 35.
He's in his 30s.
There's just what's going on now is like you never know when it's going to happen for some.
And you're right though. You never know who's going to get signed. I mean, who in the world would have ever thought James Ellsworth would have been signed? Honestly, how about Colin Delaney back in the day?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And now he's a talented wrestler. At this point in his career.
Actually, to give him credit, he really was talented on the indies.
Yeah.
They just, they used him in that spot, kind of like Ellsworth was used, But honestly and truthfully, Colin Delaney's he always was a good wrestler. Okay, so Nathan Fuller wants to know, finally, kind of not a WWE question, but there is WWE there. Nathan wants to know, do you guys think the independent shows are better than WWE shows? Absolutely, in my eyes.
Yes. Sir, I enjoy going to Chaotic more than probably anything. I just love going to the Chaotic shows. I can't say every indie promotion is better than WWE.
I
because
understand.
There have been shows where I felt not as entertained as being at a Chaotic show.
Right.
But for the most part, as a fan, I think it's just more interactive. It's just there's just something more to the indie shows.
Get to meet the guys.
Yeah.
You know,
and you're right there, and it's just. But I can't say that every indie show that I've ever been to was great.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right on that.
You're more invested in it. You know, and so I think it has like I do like Chaotic the best. There have been a lot, like you said, that I've gone to and I'm like, okay, you know, but the difference between WWE and independence is that WWE is they're doing it so often that you can't really get invested in the storyline. So sometimes you'll go to Raw and they just got these throwaway matches or whatever, and so you're not like like for Cole Fury, we've been talking about for weeks in build-ups. I'm following their YouTube page to see the funny things from Brett Domino and things like that. So
he is funny. He really is funny. Jesse Martino wants to know. Martino. What is it?
Martino.
I said, I did say it right the first time. God, I butcher people's names all the time. Gents, he says, I'm not really much of a gentleman, but thank you, Jesse. I think we could probably come to an agreement that Tripalicious is the most underrated wrestler in New England. Agreed. Who's number 2? It's a good question.
You can take this first because it's a tough one.
There's a lot of guys that are good.
Brett Domino. I'm going with him. A lot of people don't like him, but the chill thing. After his match, he loses. He's out there. Some guys just roll away and walk away. The whole time he's on the outside going, chill. He's walking out. Like he's just got it. I mean, once he starts to get better at wrestling, I think he'll start to pick up more. But he's got the gimmick down, and now he's got to get the other stuff.
Nice.
He's so entertaining.
He is entertaining. No doubt.
You did see it. He was very bland before, and I think when Tripalicious was on the show, he said, I didn't see it. Now I do.
Right.
And the stuff he does, he had me in stitches with the champagne bottle.
Wasn't that awesome?
And
he spits it out.
Yeah, he's like,
where's
what
my
is
juice?
this?
Where's my juice?
He's like, I can't. I've never had champagne before, but I drink. He's very, but I think Vern Vicalo, he should be. My personal opinion, I'd like to see him on a Chaotic card more.
Right.
I think he's very underrated. But I think the one that I said something to Scotty Slade at Cold Fury. I said, when I went to my first Cold Fury back years ago, I think it was Cold Fury 13. It was him, Sherman, Fury, Brian Fury for the title. And I told him, I said, I thought that was your night.
Right.
I thought that was the night you were going to win it because you won Pandemonium. And it was like, to be honest, at the time, I really wanted to Slade Sherman match, break up team friendship.
It would have been cool to see that.
And I just think that, I don't know, maybe his size, they've just never decided to do that. But I think Sky Slade is one of the more, I think he's one of the undervalued people on that roster. I think since Sherman's left, they haven't really given him a whole lot.
Right.
I mean, he had that match with AG that was amazing over the summer, but I think he's the most underrated after that.
There's a lot of guys, the guys you guys mentioned. I'm going to mention a guy, I don't know if you guys even know, seriously, he doesn't wrestle for Chaotic, but the prize, Alec Price, he's going to be here in a couple weeks. This kid is really, and he's very young, he's very new, but when you guys see this kid wrestle, man, he's really, really good. Dan Terry's another one, underrated, with all the heat he gets. Todd Sopel is underrated in the ring.
I've never seen him
work.
I've yet to see. I'm looking forward to seeing him wrestle at Pinkerton. So
those are my choice. There's a lot more. Benny Jukes. Right. There's so many. And Bobby Ocean. I mean.
Oh yes, Bobby Ocean's awesome.
I want to ask you real quick before we move on. Remember, you were just saying how some indie shows, aren't as good as others. What'd you think about the New England All-Star show me and you went to?
I enjoyed it.
I had a good time.
It was long.
Yes, it was long. But would you go back again?
Yes.
Yeah,
but I want Rich Palomino to be the announcer.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that. Not just to the other announcer,
right.
but I just felt like
we all love Rich.
There was something lacking there.
Right.
No, it was a good show. I like the Stampede idea.
Yeah.
That was
I thought it was a really good show. We had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs.
Oh yeah. And I don't.
The guy with the face paint in the front row by himself.
And I gotta say, we talked about tag teams and chaotic.
Yeah.
I want to see the closers more, but they don't really come around this area.
Aren't they awesome?
Because that's got to be one of the best tag teams in all of New England.
Another underrated guy in that, Big Bacon's killing it everywhere.
Oh, he's awesome.
Hamatunas is just as good, I think. Really.
Yeah.
So that's another guy.
If you ever get Big Bacon on the show, I wanted to ask him because he was New England, the New England Championship Wrestling champion very early in his career, and I don't know, I have some questions for him.
He said yes. It's just that he doesn't want to come all the way up here. He lives pretty far from here.
Which understandable.
So if one of you guys want to help me, we'll learn the cameras and stuff. Because I can take the cameras. I just need someone to help me with it because we brought a camera to interview Cole Cabana.
Yeah.
And my buddy Dave thought he had it working because he could hear sound in. No. And I'm not good at stuff like that. So maybe we could the three of us can work on that and maybe go interview Big Bacon and Hamatunas or both of them or one of them.
That'd be awesome.
Brandon Da Puma Silva.
Yeah.
Is that your buddy?
Yeah.
All right. For all of you, what was the higher odds of happening? CM Punk coming back to wrestling or recently retired linebacker Vontaze Burfict stepping in the squared circle? Thanks, gents. That's twice we were called gents, guys.
Yeah.
I hope to never see Vontaze in a wrestling ring. I hope to never even see him anywhere. The guy's a horrible person. One of the dirtiest football players of all time. I don't think he deserves to be a wrestler. I think he's a dirtbag. Yeah, so CM Punk coming back to wrestling, I'd much rather see.
Yeah,
the odds.
I'm not a big fan of that guy. Like I am not of what's his name, Dominican Sue. Not a fan of him either.
Yeah, I know.
I hope Punk comes back.
Oh, I want him to, even though he's a jerk.
I don't even care if he does one match, but I mean, it's like one of those things. Like you ever had a relationship end with a girlfriend where she breaks up with you, never talks to you again.
Oh yeah, that's
There's no closure. Wrestling fans have no closure with CM Punk whatsoever. He just walked out. We never saw him again.
Yeah.
I hope he comes back.
I mean, that experience you allude to, no, I don't really need that.
I don't
know. CM Punk, though, maybe, but I don't know. At this point, I'm over CM Punk.
Right.
Even when I follow him on Twitter, I actually got to the point where I just blocked him. I'm so sick of him.
Right.
I don't want either one of them to come back at this point. If he wants to go like AEW, that'd be cool. But I don't want to see him WWE. I don't want to see him come back. I don't need another person coming in and crappy on the business like Ronda Rousey.
Nice.
My one thing I'll say is if Ultimate Warrior come back for a Hall of Fame induction, anything is possible.
There's no doubt about that. Anything, it's wrestling, man. Mm-hmm. Anything can happen. Chris Warren.
Good friend of mine. One of my best friends.
Chris, hey guys, what's your favorite promotion, event for local wrestling? Would love to know your recommendations or any you think should be avoided. Thanks. Chris, real quick, I hate burying companies, but if you hit me up in a private message, I'll tell you exactly the companies not to go to, but I ain't going to say it here. I'm sorry.
So Chris lives in a hotbed of pro wrestling. He's not the biggest wrestling fan, but he lives in Providence.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
So he's
XWA, man.
He's talked about coming down for a Beyond show and stuff, because I do need to see a Beyond show eventually.
Yeah, good, dude.
I mean, obviously, I'm always going to recommend Chaotic. That's my favorite one. And I would never bury a company.
Right.
But I did talk to some guys at Cold Fury that go to WAW shows quite a bit, and they said, this product is a lot better than what we're used to.
Right.
I've never been to a WAW show, so I don't know. Yeah. But I'm just saying, from what these two fans said, they said this level and that level, totally different.
I agree with you on that. That's the one company I will say to avoid.
I mean, it's always going to be Chaotic, and I haven't found one that I wouldn't return to at this point. I mean, they're all good. I mean, if you can find anything, just go check it out, and then, hey, you might find something to tell us. So.
Right. There's a bunch of good companies, Chris. Lucky Pro Wrestling, UFO, Top Rope. He could go to Top Rope. He's not far from them either.
No, he's in a good spot.
XWA, like you said, Beyond. I'm going to miss some, and I'm going to kill me. There's a lot. And if I didn't mention it, it's not because I'm dissing you. It's just because I can't. It's just not coming to me. That's all. Next question. Nathan Fuller's back. WWE question.
All right.
All right. If you had to pick one New Day member to turn heel, who would it be? It's definitely not Kofi.
Xavier Woods.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I'd say Woods too, but I think if any, I always thought if any New Day member would be the heavyweight champ, I really thought it would have been Big E.
Yep.
But the way they're going with Kofi, I'm not to say that Kofi couldn't be a good champion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just always I always thought it would be Big E.
Right.
But definitely not Kofi for sure. Either one of the other guys, if they turn heel, that's cool. You know what I mean? But I just don't want to see him turn Kofi heel.
I think Kofi could do it.
There's no doubt he could do it. I just don't want to see him do it.
I want to be there at WrestleMania this year
hope he wins it
and
you're
see
there.
Kofi Kingston win the
That would be
WWE title.
incredible,
That'd be
man.
awesome.
Incredible.
You know?
He should have had a chance earlier, man. He was red. Remember when he was feuding with Randy Orton?
Oh, yeah.
And that was early in his
Yeah.
beginning run. He was red hot.
That was
And
like
then
2009.
They do that all the time, though. They build him up, drop him down. Build him up, drop him down. It's like, come on, man. Like The Miz.
Oh,
He
look.
beats Cena at WrestleMania. He was made up here. What'd they do? They brought him down. Now they're building him up again. But I mean, it's just sickening how they do it.
Right.
You know?
They've been all over the place with Miz. They've
Yeah.
been all, and Kofi, I thought Kofi was in a good spot, and then, you don't know the backstage politics that Randy Orton might have.
Right.
I mean, I'm just a fan. I don't know.
Right.
But Kofi messed up one thing. Orton's yelling at him, and you wonder,
yeah.
is that when they just said, okay,
It was also around the same time he forgot to keep his accent. There was a
Yeah.
lot going on for Kofi at the time.
Remember when Triple H
Yeah,
said that?
he
to him?
calls him out and-
I thought you had a Jamaican accent
Yeah,
or
it's like, I got a
something.
problem there. So
Well-
it's like there might have been a lot of things going on, and Kofi was trying to get the push and just overwhelmed him. Maybe I don't know. But
Right.
But this is how talented he is. He made something else work. I mean, New Day
Absolutely.
has been one of the most popular acts in that
Yeah.
company, for a long time. So Kofi in New England, I don't know where he's originally from.
Ghana?
But is he
maybe?
really?
Yeah,
Is
I
that where he
think
is?
that's what it is, yeah.
So he is definitely in
Because
there?
he did the Jamaican gimmick here, too. So
Yeah.
they followed it up there. But, yeah, I think he's... What's the nationality? If you're from Ghana, what's the...
I'd have to look that up.
Yeah, I'm not that smart.
Um,
But Randy Orton, real quick, like you had said, had issues. He actually helped get Mr. Anderson fired,
Gone,
too.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that was
So
another
he
talented
might be a
guy.
little temperamental, like
Yeah.
you said,
Yep.
And the interesting too, I need
Yeah.
to listen to, but I think Malonis and them have talked about on the podcast is like Kofi wasn't in Chaotic very long.
No.
Like they found him
Within
quick.
3 years, he was in the WWE. I'd say 3 years. If I'm wrong, guys, let me know.
That's kind of like Sasha Banks. It's like wow, how and you see
Kofi was quick.
it's kind of interesting how that happens, but that's neither here nor there. But I just found that fascinating.
Yeah, I gotta tell you a really funny story, right? Back before Facebook, MySpace, Kofi had gotten signed. I sent him a little message. Hey, man, congratulations. He goes, hey, man, I know you're the tape guy. I was like, nice, man. But he's so cool. He used to come out and he was a heel.
Yeah.
And I'd be booing him like really loud, especially at like these shows I would go to where the crowd was quiet.
Yeah.
You try to help out, with the crowd.
Yep.
And he would come, shut your mouth and sell your tapes. And yell at you. He was just awesome heel.
Yeah.
Awesome. Jesse Martineau has another question. With Josh Briggs just getting hurt, and best wishes to you, Josh. Who is the number one contender for the Chaotic title? The obvious choice seems Christian Casanova, but might they go in a different direction? You had said something earlier.
I think it's going to go towards Mike Verner. Or something
It
like that.
easily could.
Yeah, they just did the whole run with Christian
Right.
Casanova and JT Dunn to go
Yep.
right back to it. I think it's not the time to do that for the culture.
Right.
That needs to wait on. But Mike Verner or something like that might be able to fill the gap. I think what they'll probably do is fill it with a bunch of randos up until, the Summer of Chaos. And that's probably when Josh Briggs will be back, so they can
Right.
have the rematch from Cole Fury.
I'm thinking they could do a three-way, seriously, and the winner gets it. You could have Verna. You could have, I just had him in my head for crying out loud. You'd have Verna. You could have Christian and Chase.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, to appease the crowd a little bit at least. You know what I mean?
Well-
And have Verna win because he hasn't gone for it yet.
Right.
It'd be perfect.
I mean, I hope Josh Briggs gets well soon.
Yeah, no
I
doubt.
sent him a post on his Instagram,
Yeah,
but
good.
He lost. So you're kind of moving on.
Right.
I mean, if there's anything that you didn't see the end of Cold Fury.
I saw the video.
He's gonna wrestle Fury when he's ready.
He sure is.
I think he's out of the title picture for now.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I mean, they could change
Right,
it
of
whenever
course,
they want.
of course.
But I just felt like that they were saying Briggs is done. He's moving on to something else.
Right.
I think it's Casanova that's next, but I wouldn't mind a champion versus champion match.
Right.
Verna versus Dunn. I don't think that match has happened.
Or he could drop the belt to Triple-Licious.
Yep.
And then,
hey, that's right. See that? We're trying. We're helping here.
Get that belt on him.
Unfortunately, I don't think Brian's watching this show getting tips from us on how to book.
No,
no.
don't take tips from us. You know what you're doing.
They definitely know what they're doing.
they do.
We're just fanboys. Pat Taylor, this is for all of you. What match should close WrestleMania? I'm going to say it. The one that's gonna. The ladies. Sorry, but I really believe that it should be the three-way.
I am so sick of Ronda Rousey.
I know, a lot of people are.
And I get it. You're saying it's kayfabe and we're making jokes of it. I'm a wrestling fan. Go back to UFC. Get out of here.
She can't go back there.
Can't
Go away. She's ruined it for me. I want Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins to close the pay-per-view now. I'm so sick of Ronda Rousey. I love Becky and I love Charlotte.
Right.
Ronda Rousey's ruined it for me. And her stupid new shirt that says break kayfabe.
Yeah.
Go away.
She just hasn't connected with the audience, and she really just has not. And a year ago, I think I said on the show, because I think it was like a year ago, or like this week that was on the show, I said Asuka Charlotte. What if that closed the show? And I'd be happier with that.
Yep.
I don't even care for this main event. If it was just Charlotte and Becky, I'd be fine. I'm just not into Ronda Rousey.
Well, I'm only saying that they should
to.
close the show, honestly and truthfully, because they're the most talked about right now.
Yeah.
They're the hottest. You hate Ronda Rousey. Guess what?
It's perfect.
That's what she wants. That's what they want you to do. They want you to hate her as much as you do right now.
It's smart.
Every time she gets in the ring, you want someone to step on her face. You want someone to break her arm. Right? Am I right?
No, she's bad heat with me. I don't even want to see her. I don't even care if they break her arm. I do not want to see Ronda Rousey. I'm going to turn my back when she comes out for entrance at WrestleMania.
She's slowly getting that I don't care heat.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Like, I was very interested in it. But I also thought once they made a triple threat, it also kind of started to lose my interest a little bit.
Right.
But I don't want to see Brock Lesnar close the show either.
Right.
I wouldn't mind Kofi Kingston walking out with it. I mean, it's not going to happen, but what if it was Kofi and Daniel Bryan and Kofi walks out champion? That would be the best WrestleMania.
Well, I think the crowd's going to go happy because I think Becky Lynch is going to win the title.
Well, that would be great.
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So
I really
if she goes over, then it won't matter.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing.
Charlotte's going to take out Ronda. Becky's going to toss Charlotte out of the ring. And Becky's got to use the arm bar to make her tap. Watch, man.
If you really want to make us all mark out, we want to see Ronda Rousey get pinned 1, 2, 3.
That would be nice.
With a kick to the face.
And then she can... It just didn't... It hasn't worked. It just hasn't.
And she's a wrestling fan, too, so she should understand
Well,
the frustration we're getting from it. I think she's like, oh, this will go over well. You totally are not reading the room right, like, at all.
Well, if you think about it, right, she was getting booed already when she was supposed to be a face.
Yeah.
The biggest wrestler, the most famous wrestler in the world, same thing happened to him. They were booing him.
The Rock.
And
Oh.
Hogan.
Oh, okay.
When he joined the NWO, I'll tell you a real quick story.
Yeah,
Kevin Sullivan said this in an interview. The night before Hogan did the turn, Kevin Sullivan made him stay at his house because he was afraid that someone would change Hogan's mind.
Yeah, he didn't want to do it.
So he did not let him leave his house.
Well, do you remember in late '95 they were doing like this dark side of Hogan?
Yes.
Where they shaved
Yes.
his mustache
Yep.
and he was wearing black. So they were trying to experiment with it for a while. But the fact was, the South is Ric Flair country.
Yes.
It ain't Hulk Hogan country. And those audiences, yeah, I'm sure you got some cheers, but for the most part, that's Southern wrestling fans. Hulk Hogan represented everything they were against.
Right.
And no,
That's why he was booed.
And
originally.
But the other thing too is though The Rock.
Right. Oh yeah.
And The Rock made something. I mean, who's bigger than The Rock?
Right. Right.
They were chanting "Die Rocky Die"
Yep.
as he was Rocky Maivia.
Yep.
So I mean, it could all work out for Ronda. Right now, it's just kind of like I don't know. She got thrown in very fast.
Yeah. That's what pisses most fans off.
Yeah.
And also, her last 2 fights in the UFC, she got knocked out. So that badass that she can kill anybody, the mystique is gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
She should have been a little, I'm just saying, if she really wanted, she should have been a little humbler.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I'm serious, and the fans might have taken to her. You know what I mean?
But I think, if they could do it right, she could be a great a great heel, but
Yeah.
once you start getting
She'll be a face again someday. You watch.
it's just tough
It's
when you start getting that I don't care heat.
Right.
That's the toughest thing to
Right.
pull yourself out of.
Guys, we got 22 minutes. I think we're going to have to do this right now. Colt Fury 18. There's no more fan questions anyway, so we're all set.
Perfect.
Opening match. Mill City Hooligans defeated Killanova. Chase pins Royce. Like you guys said, both entrances were awesome. You know?
Awesome. It was great. I mean, and I think they went the right way. I think, as much as I'm a, for the culture fan, the Mill City Hooligans that was the right way to go. I mean, and the baby faces,
Right.
which they haven't been very long. They've been there for so long.
I mean,
They didn't even do a thing to turn them. The fans turned them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and I mean, Killanova didn't need the win. I mean,
Right.
just being there with them, and you're they ended up being the best match of the night. I
Yeah.
mean, they did the right thing. The Mill City Hooligans were just, I was so jacked up, even though I love the culture.
Right. That match was awesome, but it's so funny because I was cheering for Killanova,
Yeah.
and there was people next to me, and like they moved. They literally, there was a little more room to their right. They all slid down the end. I looked over at Isaiah. I'm like,
It's a wrestling show, guys.
exactly. I rooted for the heels all night.
Yeah.
You know?
When we get to the right match, when Dan can tell the story, there's a story that he's going to
All
tell
right,
about
cool.
fans.
The next matchup was the New England title match, which honestly was good.
Yeah.
Mike Verna defeating Brandon Locke and retain the title. Brandon, get rid of the bandana, dude.
Yeah.
Either that or grow your hair long and
He's the baddest
he don't
mofo
look-
on the show.
He don't look like a gangster though.
Right.
That's the thing. Just the look, nothing else. I'm nobody. I'm just a fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Maybe that's his shtick, though.
Go
Maybe he
with a
wants
jacket
you.
or something.
Maybe he
I don't
wants
know.
you. He might want that reaction that
Maybe,
you're getting out of
maybe.
it.
Right.
Because
But he was the heel.
Yeah. So, I liked it, and Brandon
It was a great
Belanger got to
match.
be part of the entrance.
Yeah, that made it
was
for me
cool.
too. I thought that was great. I'm like, there's Brandon.
Yeah. So, no, I liked it. And I liked the decision to keep it on Verna.
Yeah.
Good storytelling.
Yeah.
That ring thing, we were sitting there in the front, in the row, or 2 rows back, whatever. I noticed there was like rope on one of them. I was like, why is that one roped and all the other ones are not? And then when he took it off, and then to come back to it later, I was like, oh, wow, you've got me going. I totally forgot the ring post
Right.
exposed when he pinned him. So I was all sold on that match. That was a good match. It was hard to follow the match it followed, but it was good.
Yeah.
And that's so good to see Brandon Locke back.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we were there the night he came back too, right? You guys were there, weren't you?
And it looks like he's going to be teaming up with Scott Reed.
Yeah, I just saw that.
yeah.
That's awesome. Glad Scott Reed posted he's coming back. Scott, that's awesome. We'll get you on here again, Scotty. Yeah, that match was really good. Next match, we had the last team standing. Bear Country defeating the Mainstay Posse. That was a great match, guys. I mean, like you guys, we all agreed that we thought the first match of the night was match of the night.
Yep.
Well, this one was pretty damn close to it.
It was a little long.
Yeah, it was long.
That's-
It was.
That,
But
other than that,
entertaining.
Entertaining. That's my only real complaint
Right.
about it. It's because it was long, but some of the rules too. I don't know if you want to mention the rules. I was confused.
Yeah.
What's the point of elimination if they're not eliminated?
Yeah.
I was screaming, get him out of there. Right. If you lose, you should have to gone to the back.
Right, and it makes sense because you're keeping the belts on them.
Right,
So
right.
the booking made sense, but half the way through, I'm like, oh well, they've trapped themselves in a corner. One guy's eliminated. The 2 small guys, if they overcome the one big
Yeah.
guy, it's like, okay, cool. But what if the one big guy overcomes both little guys? I'm like, now you're burying the other team, and then I'm like, oh,
Bingo,
neither of them are
bury
gone.
him.
Yeah.
Yep. It was great, though.
I guess the
flips.
first thing I'll say is Danger Kid is a human highlight reel.
Isn't he?
He's
Yeah.
awesome. He's amazing.
They're both great, but he might be the Sean. Nothing against
he
Argo,
really
he's great,
stood.
too.
When I walked away from that match, he's what really stood out to me
Yeah.
over everything.
Brosnan stood out for me, too, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were both
Bronson's
really
really-
great together. I was heckling Rich Bass pretty hard at that
Yeah.
point because
Awesome.
it turned into like, what are the rules of this match? Why
Right.
is Beefcake still here?
Yeah.
And I guess people just said, well, it's no DQ. I go, but it's last man standing, so why
Right.
is he? And I guess that gets them heat.
Yeah.
And that gets people to boo them and stuff. But I mean, I love the match. I would have liked to see it end different, but whatever. But honestly, Danger Kid walks out the winner of that match altogether. He was awesome.
Now, was it right in front of you where he did the package pile driver
Yep.
on the table?
Oh yeah, I got a good video of that.
I mean, that place erupted on that move.
Yep. And they've been going back and forth because I remember when he did the same thing. We flicked him off.
Yeah,
before
yeah.
when they lost. Oh no, the other guy did when they lost the tag
Argo.
time.
Yeah. Yep.
But I hope MSP gets another shot.
Yeah.
Those guys have some chemistry together. Those two teams.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm really impressed with both teams, and I do love their mainstay posse.
Yeah.
And I love Bear Country. I mean, the whole Chaotic show was great.
Yeah.
Except maybe this match. The women's title match. Tasha Steelz defeated Chris Statlander. With what everybody was talking to me about Chris Statlander kind of threw me off because you didn't really get to see her showcase from what I've heard how good she is.
Yeah.
You know? And then Tasha Steelz turned heel in the match.
Which she needs to.
But the crowd don't really care about her. And there's nothing against her. I'm not trying to knock her or anything like that, but it's the truth. Am I wrong?
No,
The crowd
you're right.
really don't care too much about her, man.
I got yelled at.
Yeah,
Yeah,
by her
yeah.
family, I guess, huh?
No, I don't think it was
what?
a family.
No?
It was a fan.
They thought
She
you were
thought
being
I-
racist.
No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no,
I'm gonna bring my thing up in a
No,
minute.
Not in any
So
way.
far.
No. They didn't think that. I just booed. I booed, and she said, "You're just being a jerk." And I was like, "No, I'm just booing." I mean, I don't think Tasha Steelz is bad, but I
Right.
just think that she just needs something else. So I was booing what I was seeing.
Maybe going with those guys would
And
help her.
that would be great.
immensely.
Yes.
But when you boo someone, that's not. If you're saying stuff that's bad,
right.
One thing, but just booing someone just because, even if they're the baby face and you want to boo them, then they'll get the idea to say, okay, this isn't working.
Right.
So the lady turns and she goes, "You haven't said anything all night." I go, "I just harassed Rich Bass for a full match."
Right.
I haven't said anything all night. Are you talking to the same person?
Right.
And I was like, and I said to her, and I turned her, and she was giving me a hard time. I said, "If you really thought I was trying to be I wasn't trying to be disrespectful.
Yeah.
I was just booing."
Right.
Because you know that like when sometimes the rest throws the punch and you boo and then
Yeah.
everyone cheers.
And you
That's
cheer.
all I
Boo,
was doing.
cheer. Yeah.
And she got mad.
Yep. I mean,
I meant nothing by it. You know?
Well, seeing that I brought up the racism thing, I told
Yeah.
you about it.
Yeah.
Me and Isaiah were at the show, and when we left, Isaiah was a little upset. And I asked him, he's like, "Poppy, I heard some bad things at the show." And I'm like, "What?" Well, Christian had come out. And I guess when he came out, some kids behind him said something.
Yeah, we
you
don't
know,
need to,
yeah, you know
elaborate.
what I mean? Something really bad. And I told him, I said, "Next time you hear something like that, you got to tell me."
Yeah.
Because I would have turned around and said something to him, honestly. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to start a fight or nothing like that.
Right.
But that's wrong. There's kids around. My grandson heard that.
Yep.
I don't need him thinking like those idiots in the back behind us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It was crap, man. I don't like that.
There's no place for that.
Nope.
And no, I mean, you always got to stand against intolerance and
Absolutely.
stuff like that. And yeah, and you explained it to me, and no, there's no place for it.
None
It-
whatsoever.
so-
It pissed me off that I even told him, I said, "Now I'm mad because you didn't tell me when you should have told
Yeah.
me.
And-
I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the guys."
And for the record, my whole thing that had nothing to do with
Right. Okay. Well, I didn't know because you know what I mean. Because all of a
Yeah.
sudden he started booing her,
Yeah.
so I thought maybe that's what they thought.
But I hope that we get to a point of society where
You don't
we're
have
not,
to worry
we're
about
not
stuff
thinking
like
about
that.
that. But if you're using derogatory language,
Right.
you need to leave.
Yeah.
It's no place for it.
And I do want to say I have nothing against Tasha Steelz. I think she's pretty good. I'm just saying, but she just doesn't have anything that makes me go, "Wow, man, awesome! Here she comes." That's all.
It's not just her fault though.
Right.
They put her out there and they put the title right on her, and we
Right.
had no build
That's
to
true.
her.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
I've seen her in 2 shows, and both times I didn't care that she was the champion, and both times when cheering for 2 people who were never really around Chaotic. That's not a good sign. Like
Right.
I don't. It's nothing against her.
Right.
It's nothing against her gimmick. I don't know. She hasn't done anything yet to make me go, okay, I want to believe in this person.
Right.
Like even to boo, I wasn't even, like you were booing her. I was like, I'm not even going to waste my breath.
weren't even invested
I'll
at
save
all.
all my energy for what's going to come up because
Right.
the alien girl was great. I hope they bring her back because she's innovative. She did a
Yeah.
couple things in there in a short time, but I don't know.
But-
She'll figure it out at some point. But right now, I'm just.
And honestly, in all honesty, the booing, like there was a time where Jeremy Prophet came to NECW.
Yeah, I
and
remember Jeremy.
We booed him so much, and we started. I'm not saying we did it,
Yeah.
but he came out from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. We started booing him because he was from there, and
Right.
next thing you know, Jeremy Prophet's the heel. And I think that promoters, and I could be wrong. Brian Fury can do whatever he wants, his
Right.
company, but sometimes they react to how the audience is. And WWE does it all the time. So if the audience isn't into it, that's on them.
Right.
And then they can make a change.
Yep.
That's not disrespectful.
Right.
No.
Or at least I don't think it is.
Well, we can ask Sonny after the show because he's in the control room. He used to
Yeah.
book for NECW. I wonder if he, booked Jeremy Prophet.
Yeah.
I think Sonny might have been done by then, but we'll find out. And again, I hope Tasha Steelz ends up getting me invested in it.
Yeah.
I
I think
hope
she
that
will.
with any wrestler that I see, I hope that.
Yeah,
You know what I
she's
mean?
still
Again, no knock on anybody. It just doesn't do anything for me right now. Elijah McCoppel, same thing. Guys are wicked talented. I know that. Does nothing for me. When he comes out, I go smoke a cigarette, I go to the bathroom.
Right.
And I'm sorry to say it, but it's true.
It's so funny. It's like Christian Casanova did the same thing for me when he was the Michael Jackson thing. No offense to him.
Right.
I was never into it. I was always like, well, I can go walk away. I'll go get something to eat or something, whatever. But now I love the guy. He's awesome.
Right.
You gauge what the fans are reacting, and that helps them. At least I
Yep.
think it does.
Right.
You know.
Well, next up, just before the intermission, we had AG come out with his Platinum Honeys, which is always awesome. As he lost, though,
Yeah.
to Brian Fury. And Brian's second match back. I thought the match was really good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea who was really going to win it. It was going back and forth, back and forth. It does make sense for Brian to win.
Yeah.
Honestly, you lose 2 matches in a row and you come back, that would be kind of,
Well, that's what I took as everybody's like, well, I thought Fury was just here to put people over. I'm like, well, that's what you might think.
Right.
But
right.
I go, let's put it this way. If he lost another match, what's the point? So
Of
now,
bringing it back again.
What's the point? Do you think AG loses anything by losing that match?
Right. Nothing.
Nothing.
No, absolutely not.
You know, so.
He shaved his head
Yeah.
right before this.
Yeah, he
Why
had
would-
to get retribution.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why would it all of a sudden he's just going to keep getting beat up by AG?
Right.
And I don't know if he is face, but it seemed like that was a movement
He
where
shook his
AG is
hand.
now face because he shook his hand and whatever. At
Yeah,
the
that could easily happen.
So-
You're right. I was surprised by that. When he did shake his hand, I thought he was going to kick him in the nuts. I did.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, here we go.
I mean, I liked it, and I think that, in one night you flipped AG and you flipped Briggs all in the same night.
Right.
So, you still have a balance of.
You flipped them with the same guy. Too.
Yeah, which is
which
kinda
is
cool.
really cool.
Yeah,
we'll get
yeah.
to that in a minute. We'll explain that to you guys in a minute. Right after intermission, though, the triple threat and what was the Richard Holiday defeated Scotty Slade and Eli Markopoulos. Holiday and Markopoulos got introduced first, and then like I said, I thought the entrance was great. As Scotty, I want to say this right, what's his
Attitude?
thing? No,
Oh.
the dad of something style. What's the thing they
King
say?
of Dad style?
King of Dad style.
yeah,
Dad
yeah.
style.
Yeah.
Comes out in a reclining chair, a nice comfortable chair, slippers, a robe, cup of coffee. I thought it was pretty good. I felt bad for the guys carrying him around, but that match was good. I only caught the first 7 minutes, and I'll tell you right now, I love Richard Holiday.
I love Mr. Marketable. I think he's going to be good as
Right.
he gets better. He is marketable.
Yeah.
I don't even care Ilya Makabros was in the match. I actually kept forgetting. Every time he got knocked out of the ring, I would forget he was even in the match.
Right.
And the entrance for Slade, I do feel better that's carrying because it was still the end of intermission. There's still people walking around and they're bobbing and weaving.
That's what I mean. It was
It's
crazy.
crazy.
But I do like when Eli goes, "Who sucks now?" and the whole building yells, "You do!" I love that.
For everything people say about Markopoulos, he does have everybody responding to that. And
There's no doubt.
He's been doing that for a
Yeah,
while.
Yeah. And again, it's not that I just had not invested. I don't know why. I'm just not invested in his character. I know he's talented. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I think he got into a tough spot, and
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll pull himself out of it.
I hope so, because he is talented. He's very talented.
I overall I thought it was good, and I think Scotty Slade's very, like I said, he's a very entertaining guy.
Yeah.
I would like to see give him something more, but it is what it is. Mark Sherman needs to come back.
Yeah, but he's over though with the crowd.
Yeah.
The place was going crazy for him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But you're right though. I would love to see Scotty have a mountain, a hooded guy come down, start kicking, putting the boots to him,
Yeah.
and then
Right.
take the hood off, and there's Dan Sherman. That would be awesome.
Place would erupt. Place would erupt.
Or somebody else beat him up, and then here comes Sherman to the rescue. One or the other. I just would like to see Sherman back with him again.
Yeah.
Before Scotty calls it
Yeah.
career,
Yeah. It would be great. Mark Sherman, come back.
Yeah.
Do one time.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
match.
More than once, but I'd love to see it. Now, next up is a match with two younger guys, and you guys have just said it too, how entertaining he is. But D.L. Hurst defeated Brett Domino.
Yep.
And I'm sure that match was great.
Yep.
Oh, it was.
Why don't you guys tell us about? Because like I said, I wasn't in the building at all for that. At least I was in the building for a little bit of the three-way.
It went the way it should be.
Yeah.
You know, DL beat him up.
But there, in the middle of the match, there was a false. I don't know if it was a false finish, or if the refs accidentally counted 3. But Domino pinned him.
Really?
And the bell rang, and he said he had the rope. We're on the other side. I couldn't see it.
Okay.
But the place was like dead, and I was like, yeah! Like it was like
Right.
It was a good match. I mean, it went the right way, but that when he turned his back around and he had chill on about it, but he had an X on it, so it said kill, and like he just flipped out. It was
That's awesome.
Good.
It was cool. DL with the face paint stuff too was pretty cool. I mean, it was perfect. I think that's where hopefully they can end it. They both can go their own ways now.
Yeah.
But you know, they're both entertaining guys because DL, I mean, his flippy stuff is great.
Yeah.
And Domino is just that kid is, you know, like I said, when I first started watching, I was like, I don't know about him. Whoever started saying, hey, go do this, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Because I'm invested in him. You know what I mean? Like seriously, like
I hear
chill. He's just a riot,
chill,
you know. And then he does the stupid stuff. That girl beats him up first off in the ring. You know what I mean? And then opens the champagne bottle in like 1 second. Oh, I was dying.
What is this? Do my juice. But the night Sarah DDT'd him in the ring and he laid in there throughout it. Like it's good.
That was awesome.
Yeah. It's really good stuff.
It's got to be hard too to like lay there. You know, like is it over yet? When should I get up?
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure someone went in and said, "Okay, you can get up now, kid."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he's a talented kid.
He is talented. I like Brett Domino a lot, and I definitely like DL Hurst. The main event, guys, is it true that it was only about 7 minutes?
I guess.
7 minutes of like match time. There was an interference with Warbeard and Christian.
I did see that video too, a little video of that.
They knocked out 3 refs.
Vegas was the ref.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they originally knocked him out first.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then who came out? Bass?
It was a Bass.
Was it Quinn?
It was
Tony S?
Tony S came out.
Yeah.
Then when Bass came out,
Yeah.
like Chris Casanova was about to knock him out, and he looks, and our whole section starts going, yes, and knocks him out. The whole crowd just starts going,
Nice.
yes.
No diss to Rich Bass, but I want to see Rich Bass get beat up.
It's like, knock him out of his Pumas.
Yeah, it was quick. I mean, and it was good and honest. I mean, it was what it was. And but the best thing was, you know, Briggs in the ring really disappointed, and maybe so. Briggs is, you know, storyline wise, he deserves a rematch since of all the run-ins.
Yeah.
Well, I saw that he took off all his stuff too.
He pinned him twice. He pinned JT Dunn twice within the counts while the rest were knocked out.
So I mean, Josh Briggs had a reason to be upset.
Right, which he turned around and took it out on his trainer.
I was in the audience going like, "Nice job, Brian. Way to be a good trainer. Way to be there for him." Because I had a feeling that was going to happen.
Did you? Yeah.
You know, so because I was like, "Why is Brian Fury out here?" And then he's like, "Get the," and he's, you know, family friendly show, Josh. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
So he turned on Fury, which was a good way, I think, to end Cold Fury.
Yeah,
I thought that was really cool.
The only real rough part the match really had is that, and it's good at the same time because they had 500 people. That's why it started almost 20, 30 minutes late. But then it ran 20, 30 minutes late. So now it's almost 11:30.
Right.
The crowd's exhausted. The Bear...
I don't know. I had another hour left in me.
Yeah, the Bear Country match, though, zapped a lot of the energy out.
Yeah. That was what, about 35, 40 minutes?
And we got up for the Brian Fury match. It was 35 minutes.
Okay, it
and
was.
So,
it might have been
Brian Fury, we got up for it, but and even then it didn't have the energy. That match zapped it, and by the time we got to the main event, we were still into it. A lot of the crowd wasn't, and that's not on the performers. It's just the timing.
Just tired. It was hot in that building too because there were so many people.
It's how stacked. That was a very stacked card.
Yes,
it was.
And WrestleMania is going to run into that problem. They want to go about 8 hours.
I heard that. That's like crazy. But they better start it at like 4 o'clock then.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I mean, overall, Cold Fury, per usual, was awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
I literally look forward to that every year. I can't wait for it. Can't wait for the next one. And
well, we didn't get to really mention him, but JT Dunn, congratulations on on defending the title again. And
a year champ.
You are coming up on maybe you are the greatest chaotic heavyweight champion. But I don't know, because there was a guy that was in that building that night, and we all got pictures with him. that might be the greatest chaotic wrestling champ. He's great.
Well, I think Malone.
Warbeard Hanson.
Yeah.
I thought it was great to see him there.
Well, I just got to get more experience in the meet and greet game.
Okay.
Because Todd thought that we were just in there as one package.
Right.
And then he was only not that I care about wrestling autographs.
Right.
I don't. But it's whatever. I'll take him. And it's been great watching his career.
Yeah.
And it was good to see him.
Nice. And it was great to see him. I mean, I was really excited. I've been watching Todd since he first started. You know, it was really good to see him. You know, just to be able to say, man, congratulations. I can't wait to hear at WrestleMania someday. Because you know he's going to be.
When he had his going away show, and me and Jesse took a picture with him, I was like, yeah, NXT. He's like, oh, I don't know about that. Yeah. We all knew he was going, but he couldn't say anything.
It was all over the internet, but he couldn't announce it himself, right?
So.
Yeah, no, that, again, Kill Fury was awesome. Real quick, before we got like a minute, what do you guys think about the new thing they're doing? They're going to be doing a new era of chaotic wrestling. Elevated event on 3/29, 4/18. They got an online series premiere going Facebook Live. What do you guys think about them having a show, a weekly show online?
Love it. Yes, but I didn't see a show for April, so that's the only thing I'm concerned about because I love going every month.
There's one on 3/29.
Okay.
It's at the end of this month, so it's the one right before they start doing the online show. It's awesome. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, you know, Twitter, and on their YouTube channel, so you make sure you follow it. I mean,
love chaotic wrestling, #1 company in New England.
Brian, these guys just deserved a couple free tickets to the next show, man. You guys just plugged them big time.
And we would love to be in New Jersey, but we are going to be...
Well, we're talking. We're talking about it.
It's tough. It's tough. It's just...
Well, guys, thanks for coming on. Again, you know, this show is dedicated to Big Woody, and we're going to do a Woody special soon. I got a couple guys coming on. Guys, we're out. Peace.